Thanks, Ian. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to introduce the next step of evolution, if you like, of car sharing, what we call the flexible model. Quick facts about the company. DriveNow is a joint venture between the vehicle manufacturer BMW and the car rental company Sixt. It's operational in 5 German cities and in San Francisco. There's about 250,000 members and operates a fleet of more than 2,000 cars. I'd like to focus on the difference of the flexible model. I would introduce this using a few examples here. It starts with defining a business area within a city. This requires agreements on parking with the local authorities, and then it's pretty much cars located within this business area. First example is a member wants to take a car, go to a place, for instance, for a drink, a restaurant, or put something into self-storage. The member then can locate the car using the app or just walk along the street. It's not possible to pre-reserve the car. You can block the car for up to 15 minutes, but that's the longest distance. One of the key differences. There's no need to pre-reserve, but there's also no opportunity to pre-reserve. It's called drive now, not drive later. Then member takes the car, drives to the destination, parks the car there wherever legal, ends the reservation and pays by the minute for exactly what the car was used for. On the way back, public transport or other means of transport, there's no more responsibility for the car if it's parked inside the business area. It's the one-way trip. Second case, a business appointment outside the business area. For instance, in the morning, a member has to go to a business meeting which is not within the business area. In principle, feasible, again, same principle, pick up the car, drive there, could be outside the business area, that's allowed. But the reservation cannot be ended outside the business area. So the member who has taken the car outside the business area is still responsible for the car, but can park the car outside for a reduced fee. Parking is cheaper than driving. And then after the meeting, in this case, brings the car back into the business area, which could be a different place, not the starting place, and parks the car again on street where legally allowed. We call this a two-way trip. Additional flexibility, no need to come back to the very same place where the journey started. Third example, a trip inside the business area, again from home to a place, shopping, and then the member has the opportunity to decide either I take the gamble and the reservation, and when I'm returning from my shopping or the business I went about, there is still a car available, or puts the car on parking mode, so the car stays in responsibility and in reach of the member, and then takes a trip home. So this is a return trip, which is much more similar to traditional models we have heard before. Also, this type of service is feasible in the flexible model. Key prerequisite is arrangements on parking. This is one of the biggest challenges in London here. The other point is, from a member's point of view, it's additional flexibility, especially there's no pre-reservation needed, and there's no need to bring the car back to the very same place. So this adds the flexibility. What's the long-term effect on the infrastructure? And it's a transition, if you like, from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. In a traditional model, here indicated on the left-hand side, where a member owns a car, the car is always the basic means of transport. It's the default mode of transport. It sits on the driveway, it costs, so it wants to be used. What does it mean? It's also used for trips where other means of transport may be more effective or more efficient. So with implementing flexible car sharing, under prerequisite, it's reliable, it's there, and it's available. We have learned from our members a walking distance of up to 5 minutes to find the next car is acceptable. 10 minutes is kind of the upper edge of walking distance. There's a much broader choice within the transport web of choices to pick a transport mode. So by implementing the flexible model with the availability plus the opportunity to pick up the car anywhere and drop it elsewhere within the business area, there's a broader choice to pick exactly the right mode of transport based on the city conditions and the personal preferences of a resident. We believe this will deliver a substantial contribution for a car like London in the future. Thank you very much.